that hard work was more important than even having a good education.
Really? So,
Yes, he felt that if you knew how to work, education would come second. It was work first
okay.
before, really doing very well in school. School was something that he said was essential but not a priority. In other words, sa kanya, if you say you had an exam but you had to do some work for the company, finish what you have to do for the company first.
And
Do the work that you're assigned to do for the company, and do your homework.
and then you do your homework.
Yes, after.
And how old were you when your father was telling you these things?
We were maybe in high school.
And you were working?
Yes,
While
in high school. Yes.
you
My
were
father had
working in your
multiple
mom-
businesses
Yes.
growing up, and he assigned each business
To a child?
to a child.
How
And I
many
was
were
in
you?
charge of trucking.
Oh, how many were you in
We
the
were
family?
9 in the family,
9
so
children.
each one had a business that he put up that we were assigned to run.
Wow.
And
Back in high school.
yes, there was a
pa.
paper business, there was a juice business, there was bakery, there was an egg, there was ducks,
Okay.
there was a piggery. So everything was assigned to each child to handle, and they had to come up with reports to him regularly and get paid.
Wow.
So that was at a very young age, and he said because I think this was his life experience.
Yes.
He was working for the government,
Uh-huh.
and he was a salaried person.
Yes.
And when his career did not work out
Yes.
as planned, his fallback was
The
his
businesses.
business that he put up. That's why he kept telling us, don't rely on just a single source of income,
Yeah.
but you must also learn how to make your own money.
Mhm.
And that's why he was encouraging all of us to get involved in the business that he put up, how small or how big it was. But it was the discipline of making sure that you were aware of managing the business from beginning to end.
Mhm.
Like I had a brother who would go to Baguio to buy vegetables,
Wow.
and he would go there on weekends and he'd say, "Papa, I have these things to do. You have to go and come back and study when you get home."
So, did you still get allowance as a student, or was the earnings enough to sustain you in school?
We had some allowance, but it was the earnings also was not a lot.
That-
It did not make a change in our lifestyle. It was even to the point that it wasn't enough. To the point you're saying, "Do I want to have a business when business
When
does
this
not?"
is the only thing that I can earn from this.
Yes,
pala.
that's
Okay.
right. So you said maybe I'd rather be a corporate person because at least I have a 15-30 that I can depend on.
Yes.
So that's why my recollection, my father was always saying that hard work is really very important. You may be good at school, but if you don't have the discipline of hard work,
Uh-oh.
it will also not pay off.
Yes.
Because he was good at his job. He was good at his school. He
Yes.
was good at school. He was good at his job. But, because you have to rely on other people, that's no guarantee, right? So if it's your business, then you know.
So what
And
did
it's
this
your-
do to you? I mean, growing up, upon graduation, you entered the workforce as an employee?
Yes,
Or
as if
one man?
growing up, I always said I think running a business is difficult.
Ah, okay.
Because I saw it how my father, it was very difficult to run a business. And that
Yes.
there were a lot of factors you had to consider, and there was no guarantee
Yes.
of its outcome,
Yeah.
right? So growing up, I said, I really want to work for
Corporate.
the corporate because I wanted something that I could rely on
Mm-hmm.
as a safety net.
Yes.
And hopefully this will allow me to do other things when I'm more stable. But to start off with, your own business as your main source would be difficult.
Yeah. Were you saving as a student already?
Yes, we had, and my father would take it from us,
Okay.
and he would invest in the business that he put up for us.
Is that right? So
Yes.
you funded pala your own.
Yes, he said, "Here, I'm betting he says, here's your passbook, here's how much money you have. I'm putting it in this paper business. And therefore, this paper business is now yours. You run it. And these are the customers you collect. These are your suppliers.
Yes.
This is what you have to do." And we had to do this, know the whole aspect of the business.
So, for example, you're trucking. What happened?
So my brother was in the vegetable business, right? So he was going to Baguio. I would supply the trucks for him to go
Mm-hmm.
pick up the goods from Baguio
So they were also
and also
equipped
deliver
with
the
that.
goods when it comes to Manila.
Uh-huh.
So I was in charge of the drivers that were handling it and the vehicles that were being used to deliver the supplies he was selling, whether it be paper, whether it be bakery goods, whether it be eggs, whether it be chicken.
Did
So
you-
I was handling
Did
that.
you own the company?
No, I didn't own the company, but I was, entitled like general manager or manager.
Ah, okay. But you said
And
that
people
your-
would report to me.
Yeah, but you said that your father invested your money in that company, right?
Yes.
So
But I
you
think we were just too young to be
yeah,
put there.
walang ITF.
Nothing. No.
So what happened to that trucking company? Were you the one who closed it? Is it still
No more. We
ongoing?
had to close it. Again, because
Whose
of
decision was it to close?
my
Yours?
father's.
Ah,
My
okay.
father's. Eventually, that's why I said, because our experience about running business was difficult because my father was not successful in doing it.
Baka there were too many.
Maybe there were too many, or maybe he was
One
just
for each
yes,
child.
he was just spreading himself too thin. So the
Yeah.
focus was, not. That's what he wanted. He wanted to expose us in businesses,
Yes.
to different businesses that he got into, and and at a very young age, we
had
we had to work hard.
You had a clear concept of working hard to earn money.
Yes, you had to work hard to earn money. That was it.
Yeah. How are you passing this on now to your 3 children?
I think the 3 children, I guess, we're very careful about, giving them things that they want. I think I'm starting, what I try to do now, of course, I give them an allowance, but what I do tell them is
How
that
much allowance do we give now? Your kids are what,
50
in
pesos a
grade
week,
school?
50 pesos a week, very small, 50
pesos a week? Are you kidding me?
50 pesos a week, or 100 pesos a week for a guy for my son who's 10, and 50 for my daughter who's 8. But I tell them that
Baka naman a day.
they have to set it aside, no, 50 pesos
A week.
a week.
Okay.
So what I tell them is that they have to put it in jars for things that they want.
Okay.
Whether it be a toy, whether it be something they want to acquire, whether it be for their pet, for church, they just have to put in the jars what they want to do. And we try to label these jars and tell them that's the purpose of this money. And of course, with this allowance also, I tell them that the things that they want but don't really need, such as candy or chips that they want to buy, they have to
Yeah.
use that money that they have there.
So are they able to save from?
Oh yeah, they don't spend it.
So they don't spend any
to the point that because they have nothing to spend on, because they
they
big
bring
baon,
naman.
big
Yes,
baon.
yes.
Sometimes they don't even ask for their allowance. I have to remind, well, aren't you going to teach allowance? Oh, okay, yeah, I need it. Then I just say, because they don't have anything to spend it on.
Ah, okay.
Diba? So maybe they're just
How
have
old again is your oldest?
10 years old.
Okay,
10.
so he's now in grade
5. So yeah, those are the things that I'm trying to do. And of course, my son sometimes on Sundays I tell him, if you want to wash the car, you want to earn some money, you can
So you
do
do
so.
that
But see,
also?
the motivation is not as high.
Yes.
I think because they're just comfortable.
Yeah. And you
They're
have
comfortable.
hired people to do
Yeah, they're
the
comfortable. You know,
washing.
they're comfortable. No, I mean the desire to earn is not as high because their
they-
wants are
yes,
still
are answered by the parents.
yes, and it's not big enough to make a big change. I think because of
Motivation,
the
yeah.
motivation, meaning my son would buy a Nerf gun for 1,000 pesos, so he knows he earned that over time, and says,
Yes.
okay, I'll pay 1,000. He can still
Uh-huh.
afford. So very simple. Hindi like I want to buy a Game Boy which is 14,000 or whatever that he can't really afford.
Is there anything that you are passing on to them the way you were raised and you're passing on to them, or is there
I think
anything
it's
that
the
was
one
done to you and you're making
no, I'm
sure
telling them
they're
that
not gonna do?
all I'm just telling them is that they have to not be wasteful.
Yeah.
And the way we're trying to impart this to them is eating in restaurants. You say you can order whatever you want, but you have to finish what it is.
Okay.
In the table, when they eat, they have to finish what's on their plate. Because we keep telling them that you can't waste food.
Yes.
So being wasteful is what we're trying to tell them. So we tell them, if you go to a restaurant, or you want this, that, what you order, you're in charge of finishing. So they're very conscious of that, because sometimes you can't stand at the table, you finish what you order.
Yeah.
So either they tell their sister or their siblings that you want to share with me so we can finish this together, or they agree.
Mm-mm.
So that's what we're trying to do. But I guess they're too young to really
No,
have big
don't
ones. No,
under-
big ones that they want to earn. You know what I mean? The ones are still very affordable. That's what I mean. I think the ones are very affordable.
The ones, ako naman,
Affordable for them. It's not like, well, I want to buy an iPad. They can't buy an iPad, so they don't. They just want a Nerf
they
gun.
just use your iPad.
Yeah, they just use my iPad.
Yeah,
So yun. So yun.
Because
they
it's
just,
available.
it's
There's
available.
really
That's
no
why.
need for them to
So
buy
that's
it.
why.
No. Ownership is overrated, sabi nila.
Parang ganun. So that's why maybe that's why they what they want is something they can afford. Whether they want to buy a bag of chips or they want to buy a toy and they go to the
Are you-
shop and they say, oh, what's 500 pesos?
Yeah.
Okay, they're happy.
Are you a little bit concerned that they don't have that much motivation as you had while you were growing up?
Of course, that's something that's
a
always in the back of
concern.
always in the back of your head.
It's a
you know.
concern for parents kasi who are comfortable
Di ba?
or
I mean,
more than
yeah,
comfortable.
you worry about those things because you know that you had to work hard to get to where you are today, and
Yes.
they did not see that journey.
Yes.
They did not see that journey,
Uh-huh.
and you're hoping that by giving them these little values that they will understand this and discover it as they get older. I mean, you become very more forceful or more deliberate in trying to teach them the value of money as they get older.
Yeah.
So at this point, it's just the simple values like don't be wasteful, or you know, you have to save your money. And of course, they save it not because by design, but because they have no use. So they just keep it. They keep it in their wallets. They keep it in these jars.
Mhm.
But it's not like when you say you're making a big sacrifice.
Yeah.
You know, the sacrifice part. I have to do this, or
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
that
To
is.
grasp.
Yeah, not yet. Or
Uh-huh.
maybe they're just too young for it. I don't know. But at least that's how you start off now, by teaching them these little values of not being wasteful.
So what's your message to the regular Filipino investor?
I keep telling people that if you want to be able to achieve, a certain goal in life, I don't think you can rely purely on luck, but it has to be intentional. You got to make sure that you deliberately try to achieve your goal. Of course, luck plays a little role in providing those opportunities, but intentional meaning you have to make an effort to get there too. You can't just rely on other people or situations in life that will prevail. That you will get there by either inheriting it or hoping that God will give you a good deck of luck. So you have to do this. It can't be intentional. You think you have to do it intentionally, and you have to know what you want and how you're going to get there at a very early stage in your life.
As the president of COL Financial, what are the big dreams of Dino Bate?